Good evening, one and all. Good evening, one and all. We welcome you all to the international webinar series on holistic health, well-being, and sustainable development 2024, commemorating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, nation celebrating 76 years of independence, and United Nations Sustainable Development Goals 2015 to 2030 as part of awareness and campaigns. In collaboration with Sri Holistic Health Foundation India and Sri Research Institute Center for Arts, Sciences and Wellbeing. So before we start our sessions, let's take the blessings of Almighty.
कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः.
With the blessings of Almighty, we shall continue today's commemorations and celebrations. Today, before we start our commemorations and celebrations, we request everyone to fill the registration form that has been raised in the form of Zoom polls so that we can have the details of all the participants and also all the doctors. You can mention if you are a medical doctor belonging to any specialty, you can mention in the registration form your specialty so that you can receive an appreciation certificate. And those who are medical doctors can share their experience or expertise on this platform in brief. So those who are willing to share or talk briefly can share their details in the chat box so that we can invite them. They can choose from their own specialty from which they were working or they have experience or educational qualifications, and they can either present orally or through a PPT. There is no hard and fast rules. As you know, this is just an opportunity for engaging all the doctors. I know today is a busy day, including me, because this is day for us. I mean, all of us doctors especially. And in spite of that, we have many events being organized and part of it. But this is also our event, so we have taken time out of busy day to be part of this event. And we appreciate each and everyone for being part of this and having joined. So you can share your details. If you are a medical doctor, you can share your details in the chat box along with your name, designation, organization, and your specialization. And you can also mention if you have something to talk, you can mention the topic on which you would like to talk briefly or present briefly. so that we can provide you opportunity, and also you'll be getting an appreciation certificate along with the participation certificate. For all others, kindly ensure that you are providing the details through registration form, so that we'll be sending you a Google form through email. Kindly fill the email correctly. Once you fill the registration form, after this event, you'll be receiving a feedback form through email. You can fill the feedback form and certificates will be generated in 2 or 3 days, where you can download it from our website. Once you visit the website, you can find details. I will share you the website also. I will show you from where you can download the certificates. So mostly the data is verified only when participants apply or when presenters apply for certificates. Till then, registration data and all other details are not verified. We allow, taking into all the presenters and participants into confidence that they are all doing it correctly. So we are allowing everyone, those who are filling the registration forms, to participate and present. So there is no verification till the participant or the presenter applies for the certificate. When they are applying for the certificate, the details are verified. If there are any inadequacies or incomplete data or invalid data, that needs to be addressed, after which the certificate shall be issued in general on this platform. So that is simple procedure. So that's why you can participate even without registration, or with incomplete registration, invalid registration, whatever it is. But participation and presentation, there is no, as such, for that there are minimum formalities. But for getting a certificate, because that is a document you are requesting, you need to complete the formalities, because that is a document that has to be verified. So for that reason, the data also needs to be in the database and should be validated. So that's the reason you need to complete all the formalities. That is with respect to the presentation and participation certificates. Today is a different day. Now we are celebrating National Doctors Day as usual with all other commemorations. So we thought, because doctors are generally busy comparatively to other professionals, quite burdened with so many patients and all. So that's why we thought it will make it more simpler, so that those who are joining and participating and having a brief talk in that or a presentation can be provided with appreciation, with very, meager formalities. So that's why here there are no much formalities today. All the medical doctors can come forward, share your details, and you can complete your presentation or talk briefly, and you will be eligible for the appreciation certificate along with the participation certificate. Anyone can be participant. So for today, only medical doctors will get an opportunity to present on this day, if any. I know many have been, requesting to organize some other day because everyone is occupied. But we'll see if any medical professional is joining and he or she is willing to present, then we can take it forward. So with these instructions, we will move on today's commemorations. Today, we are celebrating National Doctors' Day in India. Doctors' Day is celebrated on various dates across the world, and in India, today is commemorated as National Doctors' Day. And is a special day that is commemorated and celebrated worldwide in different countries on various dates. In India, a single person inspired the creation of national version of Doctors' Day. His name was Dr. Bidhan Chandra Roy, and he was one of the India's well-known and respected doctors. So every year on July 1st, the life and achievements of the incredible man are celebrated, and the millions of healthcare workers, patients, and medical organizations are honored. Doctors' Day goes beyond just India. It has been observed by many countries for the years and honors physicians' contributions to communities. It is observed as a holiday in some countries by patients, beneficiaries of the healthcare industry, and so on. And also healthcare organizations, the medical and healthcare fraternity and professional associations. So throughout India, Doctors' Day is celebrated and observed on July 1st in honor of Dr. Bidhan Chandra Roy, who was a legendary physician and West Bengal's second chief minister. He was born in Patna in 1882 and was the eldest of five siblings. Dr. Roy enrolled in Calcutta Medical College in 1901 before leaving India for further studies after completing his medical studies in India. Dr. Roy even became close with Mahatma Gandhi during the freedom struggle at one point in his life. There was a well known story about how he traveled to see Gandhi while he was fasting. He refused to take medicine because it was not manufactured in India. Upon hearing this, Gandhi refused treatment in solidarity with his people. Dr. Roy responded and said that he was to treat someone who had represented his country and country's 400 million people at that time so fiercely. So Gandhi then took medicine and continued his fight for the greater good. One of the things Dr. Roy was dedicated to was providing affordable health care to all people of India. In fact, he was instrumental in establishing several facilities in Kolkata, including the Jadavpur TB Hospital, Chittaranjan Seva Sadan, Kamala Nehru Memorial Hospital, Victoria Institution, Chittaranjan Cancer Hospital. And in 1926, he established the Chittaranjan Seva Sadan for women and children, which is considered by many to be one of the most outstanding achievements. This incredible life led by Dr. Roy inspired the Indian Medical Association to dedicate July 1st to his achievements and spirit. So Doctors' Day was established in India starting in 1990. Bidhan Chandra Roy is born in Patna, Bengal Presidency, British India on July 1st in 1882. Roy enrolls at the Calcutta Medical College and upon graduating, leaves for England for further studies in 1901. Dr. Roy becomes the Chief Minister of West Bengal following India's newly gained independence from medicine to politics in 1925. Dr. Roy establishes the Chittaranjan Seva Sadan, a special hospital for women and children, in 1926. And this is one of its first kind to come for women and children. And Dr. Roy has been awarded the Bharat Ratna, the highest civilian award of the Republic of India, a year before his death in 1961. And forever remembered, the first ever Doctor's Day is celebrated in India in honor of Dr. Bidhan Chandra Roy in 1991. Since it has the most doctors in India, Delhi has the highest density of 335,000 doctors because it is the most populous city and Mumbai has one of the lowest densities of doctors. Haryana has the highest doctor density among states. So coming to city, Delhi is the highest city that has the most doctors, and coming to state, Haryana has the highest doctor density among states. So Chennai has been dubbed the health capital of India. Approximately 150 international patients are admitted to multi and super specialty hospitals throughout the city. Chennai attracts roughly 45% of all global health tourists who visit the country and 30 to 40% of domestic health tourists. Americans travel for treatment for various reasons, the most important of which is financial. India is a particularly appealing option for American patients because several hospitals provide high quality care from English speaking professionals at reasonable prices. A truly remarkable day to observe Doctor's Day is to spread the word about the incredible life of Dr. Roy. Tell your loved ones about him, share his story, list his achievements, and the things he did for women and children, and how we worked with political leaders to fight for the health care for all. You can also track down some video content to teach in class if you are a teacher, or search for alternative methods. Hospitals can be sad and depressing. So, by livening things up with some flowers and toys for the kids, you'll not only create a positive spirit, but also honor and encourage the professionals that take care of and treat the sick and injured. Acts of kindness like that have an everlasting impact on people. Doing something simple to brighten a patient's day or making a doctor's day a little more colorful could mean the world to them. We all have our go to doctors that we phone when we need medical care or advice. These doctors stick with us in our darkest moments, and we need to pay them back by showing sincere appreciation. Write your doctor a letter thanking them for always being there to make you feel better and getting you through the tough times. It may not be in physical letter, but you can also send an SMS or email or even on social media like Facebook, WhatsApp, and so on. It's a great opportunity to thank or appreciate doctors for their wonderful work they do. Overtime is reported by approximately 64% of physicians, some working up to 60 hours per week, and they work incredibly hard in public and private sectors. The first hospital was in Sri Lanka, the earliest known hospital, with physicians treating the sick, dates back to 500 BC with Sri Lanka. So becoming a doctor is expensive. In 2012, the average debt for recently graduate medical student was $1,70,000, with the majority of debt sharing or stemming from 4 years of medical school. So the first female graduated in the 1800s in the US was Elizabeth Blackwell, was the first woman to graduate from a medical school in the United States and went on to establish a medical school for women. The early practice of medicine by physicians in India was particularly advanced with surgical techniques including the removal of tumors, bladder stones, and even cataracts. So Indian doctors are very advanced. And even in ancient India, we have surgeons, the first known surgeon in the world, Sushruta, and many other surgeons, and you know, who have contributed immensely to the present day medicine in various forms through their literature, ancient scripts to entire world. So important days that honor particular fields and industries like Doctor's Day can impact on young people searching for meaning and purpose in life. Studying medicine is much more accessible now than before, and many universities worldwide now offer medical studies. We love how this special day encourages young people to consider careers in medicine. Every year in India, when Doctors' Day is observed, the entire country honors the life and work of its most important and influential. So the life of a great man is honored. Every year in India, when Doctors' Day is observed, the entire country honors the life and work of its most important and influential doctor, Dr. Bidhan Chandra Roy. These celebrations keep his memory alive and inspire many people to live more bravely and with purpose. He was a great man and he did many important things that helped advance healthcare in India. While we do focus on the life of a particular medical professional on Doctor's Day, in India, we also draw attention to the incredible advances in medicine and surgical techniques. India is one of the world's India is one of the world's leading countries regarding medical technology and innovation, and that should be honored. India is so much more than a vastly occupied or populated country, and it has changed the way doctors treat patients and surgeons operate on our bodies. Dr. Bijan Chandra Roy was an Indian physician, educationalist, and statesman who served as Chief Minister of West Bengal from 1950 until his death in 1960. He played a key role in founding of several institutions and the class like in India, the National Doctors' Day is celebrated in his memory every year on 1st July. He was awarded the Bharat Ratna, India's highest civilian honor, in 1961. Bidhan Chandra Roy was born on 1st July 1882 to the Bengali Hindu Kayastha Brahmo family in Bangpur in Patna, where his father Prakash Chandra Roy, coming from a wealthy family of Satikara, Khulna district, Bengal presidency, now in Bangladesh, it was serving. So Prakash Chandra Roy, coming from a wealthy family of Satkira and Khulna district, Bengal presidency, now in Bangladesh, was serving as an exercise inspector. His mother, Agor Kamini Devi, was religious and a devoted social worker. Vidhan was the youngest of five siblings. He had two sisters, Suhasra Bashni and Sarojini, and two brothers, Subodh and Sadha. Prakash Chandra was a descendant of the family of Maharaja Pratap Paditya, the rebel Hindu king of Jessore, but did not inherit much wealth from his ancestors. He earned a moderate salary for the most part of Vidhan's childhood, but he and Agor Kamini supported the education and upbringing of both their own children and a number of other poor children, mostly orphans. The spirit of give and take was included in Vidhan and his siblings as at a young age. They were taught and encouraged to give away what was precious to them freely and willingly. Vidhan studied at Patna Collegiate School in 1897 and obtained his IA degree from Presidency College, Calcutta. He completed his undergraduate studies at Patna College, where he obtained a BA degree with honors in mathematics. After graduating with his bachelor's degree, he applied to undertake postgraduate studies at the Indian Institute of Engineering, Science and Technology and at the Calcutta Medical College. His application was accepted by both institutions and he chose to attend the latter. Vidhan left Patna in June 1901 to study the Calcutta Medical College. While at medical school, Vidhan came upon an inscription which read, "Whatever thy hands findeth to do, do it with thy might." These words became a lifelong source of inspiration for him. Intending to enroll at St. Bartholomew's Hospital to complete further studies in medicine. Bidan left for Britain in February 1909 with with rupees 1200. The then Dean of St. Bartholomew's Hospital was reluctant to accept an Asian student and rejected Bidan's application. Roy submitted several additional applications till the Dean, after 30 admission requests, admitted Bidan. So Bidan completed his studies in 2 years and 3 months, and in May 1911 became a member of the Royal College of Physicians and a fellow of the Royal College of Surgeons simultaneously, and he returned home in 1911. After his return, Roy joined the Provincial Health Service. He exhibited immense dedication and hard work and would serve as a nurse when necessary. In his free time, he practiced privately, charging a nominal fee. He taught at the Calcutta Medical College and later at Campbell Medical School, now NRS Medical College, and the Carmichael Medical College, now RG Carr Medical College. Roy served as the first president of Cardiological Society of India from 1948 to 1950. Roy believed that Swaraj, the call to action for the India's freedom, would remain a dream unless the people were healthy and strong in mind and the body. He made contributions to the organization of medical education. He played an important role in the establishment of the Jadavpur TB Hospital. Chittaranjan Seva Sadan, Kamala Nehru Memorial Hospital, Victoria Institution College, and Chittaranjan Cancer Hospital in 1926. The Chittaranjan Seva Sadan for Women and Children was opened by Roy. Roy was also Mahatma Gandhi's personal doctor and friend. In 1925, Roy ran for the elections for the Barakpur constituency as an independent candidate for the Bengal Legislative Council and defeated the grand old man of Bengal, Surendranath Banerjee. Though an independent, Roy voted with the Swaraj Party, the parliamentary wing of the Congress Party, in 1920. As early as 1925, Roy tabled a resolution recommending study of the causes of pollution in Hooghly and suggested measures to prevent pollution in the future. Roy was elected to All India Congress Committee in 1928, and Roy efficiently conducted the civil disobedience in Bengal in 1929 and prompted Pandit Motilal Nehru to nominate his member of Congress Working Committee, CWC, in 1930. The CWC was declared an unlawful assembly, and the Roy, along with other members of the committee, were arrested on 26 August 1930 and detained at Alipur Central Jail. During the Dandi March in 1931, many members of the Calcutta Corporation were imprisoned. Congress requested Roy to remain out of prison and discharge the duties of the corporation. He served as the alderman of the corporation from 1930 to 1931, as the mayor of Calcutta from 1931 to 1933. Under him, the corporation made leaps in the expansion of free education, free medical aid, better roads, improving lighting, and water supply. He was responsible for setting up a framework for dispensing granted aid to hospitals and charitable dispensaries. In 1942, Rangoon fell to the Japan bombing and caused an exodus from Calcutta, fearing a Japanese invasion. Roy was serving as Vice Chancellor of the University of Calcutta. He acquired air raid shelters for schools and college students to have their classes in and provided relief for students, teachers, and employees alike. In recognition for his efforts, the doctorate of science was conferred upon him in 1944. The Congress party proposed Roy's name for his Premier of West Bengal. Roy wanted to devote himself to his profession. On Gandhi's advice, however, Roy accepted the position and took office on 23rd January 1948. Bengal at that time had been torn by communal violence, shortage of food, unemployment, and a large flow of refugees in the wake of the creation of East Pakistan. Roy brought unity and discipline among the party ranks. He told the people, we have the ability, and if with faith in our future, we exert ourselves with determination, nothing, I am sure, no obstacles, however formidable or insurmountable they appear at present, can stop our progress. If we all work unitedly, keeping our vision clear and with a firm grasp of our problems. On 26 January 1950, Roy took oath as the Chief Minister of West Bengal. In doing so, he became the first person to hold the post under the leadership. The Congress party won the Legislative Assembly elections in West Bengal in 1952 and 1957. He was credited for the development of cities in Bidanagar, Kalyani, and Durgapur, which were crucial for the growth of West Bengal's economy at a time when it was ravaged by the ill consequences of the partition. Roy died on 1st July 1962. Coincidentally, it was also the date of his birth. After his death, his house became a nursing home and named after his mother. Agor Kamini Devi, he had also constituted a trust for his properties at Patna to carry out social service with eminent nationalist Ganga Sharan Singh, also known as Sinha, being its first trustee. So the nation honored Roy with Bharat Ratna on 4th February 1961. The B.C. Roy National Award was instituted in 1962 in Roy's memory and has been awarded annually since 1976. The award recognizes excellent contributions in the areas of medicine, politics, science, philosophy, literature, and arts. The Dr. B.C. Roy Memorial Library and Reading Room for Children in the Children's Book Trust, New Delhi was opened in 1967. Today, his private papers were part of the archives at the Nehru Memorial Museum and Library at the Teen Murti House, Delhi. His birthday, 1st July, is commemorated as a National Doctors Day in India. So we wish you all doctors a happy Doctors' Day. So now, before going to other commemorations, we request if any medical doctor is available on the platform and willing to share their details. They can feel free to share their details in the chat box so that we can invite you for your brief talk or presentation. Hope I am audible to everyone. You can respond in the chat box as yes or no. Am I audible to everyone? You can respond in chat box as yes or no. Very few responded. What about others? Okay, I think all others are also able to hear me. Thank you. Yeah, kindly respond so that I also know sometimes due to technical problems, there might be interruption. So anyone present on the platform who are willing to share their details or their experiences, who are medical doctors? Okay, no issue. So we will have some other day also where we'll organize an exclusive event because today everyone is busy with all these things. So we will move on to daily commemorations. Today being the first day of the month, we have a lot of commemorations today. And we request everyone, those who have joined, to fill the registration form. That is only way we get your details through registration form and feedback form. So we request everyone, those who have joined, to fill the registration form and fill all the details. Don't leave anything. Don't try to leave any field blank or fill with spaces. Fill all the details with complete, valid, correct details so that you can get your certificate, especially email address. Through email, you will be receiving a feedback form. So we'll move on to daily commemorations. Today is commemorated International Joke Day. Where would any of us be without jokes and laughter to brighten our spirits? It can help any situation. So this July 1st, what a coincidence. We invite you to take some time out of your day to recognize the important job humor plays in keeping stress at bay, building relationships and bringing levity to a world that badly needs it. And be sure not to confuse the purpose of International Joke Day with April Fool's Day. So the two couldn't be further apart. July 1st is all about getting a grin out of your best friend, sharing a laugh on social media, and appreciating the stand up comics which have left us in stitches for decades. So, speaking of stitches, that reminds us, I asked the doctor of other day, I asked the doctor the other day if I would be able to play the piano once I got my stitches removed. Yes, he told me. I imagine that won't be a problem. Great. I said I always wanted to play musical instruments. Now making someone laugh, the oldest identified joke is an ancient Sumerian proverb featuring toilet humor around 1900 BC. The Beskar Papyrus contains an example of one of the earliest jokes in 1600 BC. An anthology of jokes, Facetiae by Poggio Bracciolini, is published in 1470. So Shakespeare introduces the knock knock joke in his play Macbeth in 1603. The monthly New York magazine, The Knickerboxer, is the first to publish the classic joke, why did the chicken cross the road to get to the other side in 1847? So one of the best ways to celebrate this International Joke Day is to head out to comedy club in your area, support the club and its comedians, and get a hearty dose of laughter while you are at it. Perhaps it's a local small club with up and coming comedians or an established business that attracts top talent. Either way, your support means we'll have a steady stream of one-liners rolling out for years to come. Learn a joke. Telling a good joke is a lot harder than memorizing a few words. It takes timing, reading your audience, delivering, articulation, and experience. So, why not take this day as an opportunity to learn and practice a joke? Consider the context in which you might use it, practice the delivery, and test it out with your friends. If it floats, you got a joke in your back pocket. You can pull out any awkward dinner party. So take break from the news. In today's 24-hour news cycle, it's sometimes overwhelming to try to keep up. For one day on July 1st, perhaps try avoiding the news and instead read humor pieces in any of the country's leading newspapers. Or you can, of course, find internet's best comedy on sites like Reddit, BuzzFeed, and so on. The Onion or any of your preferred sources, who knows what could be accomplished if we all shared a good side splitting law, even if you are just for a day. We all have heard that laughter is best medicine. But did you know there's scientific evidence to back this up? Studies have shown laughing has been Studies have shown laughing has far-reaching positive effects on the mind and body. It gives the immune system a boost by decreasing stress hormones. It improves heart health by increasing blood flow and can even burn calories. Every country has its own unique set of humor, and July 1st is the perfect time to share that piece of culture, no matter where you are. So every country has its own unique set of humor, and July 1st is the perfect time to share that piece of culture. No matter what differences we have, we still all love having a great belly laugh in good company. International Joke Day reminds us that humor is human and that binds us together. Humans have been telling jokes for nearly as long as we had civilization. While some scholars believe it was ancient Greeks who told the first jokes, others say they can trace back to Sumerians nearly 4,000 years ago, and the most common joke material throughout the ages. Let's just say they told bawdy jokes, and in every sense of the word. So anyone would like to share jokes can share at the end. We'll give you, then we invite you for feedback sessions. You can also participate by sharing your jokes. Feel free. Not vulgar jokes, anything that is decent and acceptable on platform. So today is also commemorated as International Reggae Day. So International Reggae Day is celebrated every year on July 1st. The music genre finds its roots etched in Jamaica, which is an integral part of the country's culture. Reggae is a mix of rhythm and blues, calypso, African, and Latin American music. The music is characterized by a heavy four-beat rhythm, which is carried out by drums, congas, bass guitars, and electric guitars. Reggae music also uses a scrapper, which is corrugated stick that music rubs with a plain stick. So today being celebrated as a Doctor's Day, this is a very good coincidence with other day celebrations with music, humor. We can have all together, and doctors can have some solace from their regular, tension jobs. So International Reggae Day is an annual event in Kingston, Jamaica. It appreciates this style of music that was brought into the day by Caribbean. While it started there, it's eventually spread into every corner of the world and struck a chord with music lovers with its easy and relaxed rhythm. This day was founded to Andrea Davis to create an annual Globe reggae party. She was envisaged such an event after a visit to Kingston in 1991. Whilst there, she heard a speech by Winnie Mandela on the inspiration reggae music has given to the people of South Africa in their fight against apartheid. Thus, the very first International Reggae Day was held on July 1st, 1990. Many people now express that reggae music was truly served as a voice for the oppressed and an emotional outlet. So, born in Jamaica, reggae music is now especially popular in the United States, Great Britain, and Africa. The music genre has been some great personalities, taking it to new heights and making it extremely popular. The renowned Bob Marley and the Wailers are considered the most iconic reggae artists ever, owing to their efforts in bringing reggae music to the international stage. International Reggae Day is celebrated with much gusto and fanfare, keeping the spirit of the music intact. The event sees thousands of fans and musicians flocking to the country from different parts of the world to celebrate the amazing history of reggae music, its people, and its culture. According to Bob Marley, the word reggae comes from a Spanish term for the king's music, a compilation of Christian gospel reggae also suggests that the word reggae came from Latin regi, meaning to the king. One of the most popular reggae stars needs no introduction. Bob Marley, some of other popular stars are Desmond Decker, Sizzla, Steel Pulse, among others. While reggae may not be commercially popular genre, it inspires countless other songs. Most importantly, in its home base of Jamaica, reggae is still a big deal. Attend a reggae court on International Reggae Day. Every year, Kingston, Jamaica hosts the International Reggae Festival. Not only that, but many concerts are held around the world, such as in Bahamas, South Africa, Kenya, Brazil, and the United Kingdom. You can choose to attend any of these concerts taking place in different parts of the world or to your country if you are fortunate and immerse yourself in the spirit of music. Or you can host if no events are happening. We can commemorate or celebrate like this online, or you can host a Caribbean themed party at your home, at your home or office or institution. Turn up some reggae music in the background, add a culinary twist by cooking Caribbean delicacies, and enjoy the spirit of festival. There are many documentaries available online that will help you understand the evolution of reggae music and culture. One such is Reggae, the story of Jamaican music, or Roots, Reggae Rebellion. You can discuss the documentary with your friends and family and spread the word. So, the Reggae Month, the Caribbean celebrate February as Reggae Month. Every year, there are 2,000 events held across the world to celebrate reggae music, these reggae festivals. Reggaeton music is a blend of reggae and dancehall and is quite popular in Latin America. So reggae is made of Holy Trinity. It consists of emotional depth, the lightness, and the intensity of ska music and the Holy Ghost. The six instruments used to create reggae music are drums, bass guitar, keyboard, bass instruments, and singers. It is a form of expression. Music is one of the few folk music genres that is still in existence. Reggae has been used by people to express their experiences, emotions, traditions, life, and has served as an emotional outlet for people of Jamaica. Reggae has become widely popular across the world, and many of them have incorporated their own local instruments to create the music. They are also fusing it with other genres to create a unique music experience. Reggae music evokes a sense of calmness. Although this music genre is a form of expression, it helps one develop self esteem, boosts creativity, and puts one at ease. So we have one related event also today, as when we are talking about humor and jokes and a little bit of entertainment apart from the regular, you know, serious job. So today is also commemorated as National Television Heritage Day. US especially, we honor on July 1st every year has became one of the America's favorite celebrations. And we have been watching TV for more than 100 years now. It seems strange that we have been sitting in front of a plastic box and being entertained for more than a century. In fact, as of 2011, 96.7% of households in the US own a television set, with some owning multiple TV sets in their lounges and bedrooms. These days, we need the internet to stream shows, and everything is released at the same time. No more waiting for the next episode the following week. These technological changes inspired many people to go back to basics. This television was first available in the 1920s, but it took several years before the new technology was marketed to consumers. Following World War II, improved black and white television broadcasting gained popularity in the United Kingdom and US, which launched the popularity of TVs and in presence in homes and offices. In the beginning, television was almost extensively used to influence public opinion in 1950s. For example, when even commercials were advertising propaganda, it wasn't until the 1960s that color broadcasting was introduced in the United States. From then on, the way we watch TV has evolved so much that we can now watch our favorite television shows on our phones or tablets while in the car, in bed, or in public spaces. The content that is shown on TV has also grown exponentially. Since the late 1960s and 70s, with movie rentals through television networks, live TV events, and the rise of videotape, DVDs, and Blu rays, and of course, smart TVs that can host a variety of online platforms like Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, and so on. There is also much more content readily available that is becoming impossible to keep up with everything that is shown on TV. So we have changed the way we consume media since the invention of television, and we have seen significant changes in society and cultures around the world. With technology and TV evolving so frequently, people wanted to remember where it all started. Back in 1950s, when there was a handful of regular TV programming and easily digestible volumes of entertainment. News, current events, and historical programming can help young people better understand other cultures and people. Documentaries can assist in developing critical thinking about society, and the world TV can help introduce young people to classic Hollywood and foreign films that they might not have seen otherwise. So that's why television is important. We see people's glamorous lives on TV and believe they have it better than we do. Television influences our daily life. Television aids in our education and knowledge. Documentaries and information programs educate us about nature, our environment, and current events. Politics is heavily influenced by television. Televisions enabled fans to watch live sporting events from the comfort of their own homes, from the World Cup to other sporting events, Olympics. Aside from sports, people now have access to historical events such as first moon landing in 1969 and so on. So buy a new TV on this day if you don't have one, or if it is time to upgrade to an new TV set, think smart TVs and put one against the wall. So at this point, why not write your own television show? You can explore your creativity. Most shows have the same beat, layout, and characters in different variations. So it's not that difficult. It can be dramatic, hour-long show or a quick sitcom. The possibilities are endless. So some people who grew up in the era of black and white television have reported that they used to dream in black and white until color television came along. The Simpsons is the longest running animated TV series globally and most well known family on television. So, the most powerful network that pursued color television was CBS, as they worked tirelessly to include it in their programming. TV ads first aired in 1940s. It was the Bulova watch commercial that aired on July 1st back in 1941 and was 10 seconds long. Television Ghost is the oldest original television program in America and was about an actor imitating dead people, narrating their murders or deaths. And that original television program was scary. So, the best part about celebrating National Television Heritage Day is that it allows us to look back on the past, how TVs were first designated and watched, and how much television programming has changed. It's a part of the medium's history, and and looking back helps us create future projects and things to look forward on TV. TV brings people together. People have connected and bonded over the shared love of particular television shows for years. At first, with weekly episodic television, people would gather around the water cooler and discuss their favorite shows. Nowadays, online fandoms have formed communities and spent hours tweeting and talking about their shows of choice. We consume TV differently these days and have been a thrilling evolution to witness. So, TV can influence, impact society. Think of how minorities have been given airtime on television, providing some of the most iconic moments in the TV history. The first African American lead character, the first gay kiss, the first same sex wedding, and the first time in transform performance became a series regular. These are all incredible victories for societies and show how television has helped fuel important conversations at home and at work, which is still a top. Today is also one more additional day to relax, especially for everyone, especially medical professions also, where we have a multi-sensorial activity that can be taken up today, which is American Zoo Day in US, is all about bringing the importance of zoos to the forefront. While zoos originally were small confined spaces that were more or less a prison for animals, things changed over time as people became educated regarding animal rights. And today, zoos in America are huge and provide an environment that reflects the natural habitat of confined animals. This is why modern zoos perform a role of sanctuary rather than a place where animals are put on display. To honor and celebrate American Zoo Day, we suggest you head out to the nearest zoo and be prepared to see beautiful animal species you may never have seen before. So, Animal Zoo Day, American Zoo Day is celebrated every year on July 1st to mark the day of Philadelphia Zoo was opened up to the public in 1874. What was so special about the zoo, you ask? Well, it was America's first zoo. So the charter of the zoo was signed in 1859, but due to civil war, the zoo was not open to the public until much later. The Philadelphia Zoo is also important. since its focus on the conservation of numerous animal species. Today, the zoo houses over 1,300 animals. Though zoos existed in numerous regions across the world since ancient Egypt, it wasn't until the 19th century that the trend of opening zoos took over the world. Unfortunately, initially, these enclosures were formed for the purpose of entertainment and cared less about the comfort and lifespan of animals. However, the World War II zoos also became breeding places where animals close to extinction were brought in. Believe it or not, zoos have played a huge role in saving numerous threatened species from being wiped off the face of the planet. For instance, there was only 50 Hawaiian geese left in Hawaii in 1947. Two of these geese were housed in the sanctuary in England where they began to breed. So most importantly, zoos and exotic animals within their walls are often studied by scientists who want to understand their behavior and formulate ways in which better living conditions can be created for mammals. Many of these studies have been published in the Journal of Zoology since 1830. There may be some animal species you may or you never knew existed until you visit a zoo. So zoos definitely show us some of the greatest creations of Mother Nature and also increases our knowledge regarding different animal species. Zoos that are well maintained are a great example of how animals should be fed and treated. It is also important to ensure that both it also teaches us how to treat animals. Zoos that are well maintained are a great example of how animals should be fed and treated. It is also important to ensure that both genders of a particular animal species are kept together. This week is also commemorated as National Transplant Week, UK especially, the first full week of July to encourage people to register as organ donors. This year it is observed from July 1st to 7th. Organ transplant operations were being performed as far back as 2nd century BC. Organ donation is the removal of organs or tissues from a living or dead person and placing them in another person. Organ transplant requires legal consent from the donor while they are alive or consent from the next of the kin. When donor is deceased, kidneys, the heart, the liver, skin, the eyes, and the lungs are among the organs and tissues that can be donated. National Transplant Week Day. The first credible account of organ transplantation dates back to the 2nd century BC when Sushruta An Indian surgeon used autografted skin transplantation in nose reconstruction. However, we do not know whether or not surgery was successful, but mostly it is, because of various sources, but it is successful. In the 16th century, the Italian surgeon Gasparo Chaglicosi, also known as the father of plastic surgery, was an Italian surgeon who successfully reconstructed noses and ears using skin tissues from patients' arms in the 16th century. Though we are talking about ancient uh, histories, where Sushruta and others have in depth knowledge on ancient traditional medicine. Even today, it is being practiced. So he was the first to propose a transplant rejection centuries before scientists were aware of this concept. In 1883, Swiss surgeon Theodor Kocher successfully performed a thyroid transplant. As a result of this, he discovered that functioning or the function of thyroid and was awarded a Nobel Prize in 1909. Thyroid transplantation became so this thyroid transplantation became the generally accepted model for all organ transplantations, including adrenal and parathyroid glands, pancreas, kidney, ovary, and testicles. Alexis Carrel, a French surgeon, won the Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine in 1912 for his pioneering work in artery and vein transplantation. He also identified the problem of rejection, which led to the abandonment of organ transplantation following World War II. So Peter Medawar advanced the understanding of rejection and introduced immunosuppressive drugs, which led to the development of anti-rejection medications between 1950 and 1970s. In 1967, the Southern African surgeon Christian Barnard performed the first heart transplant between a deceased person and a patient, Louis Washkansey. The patient died 18 days after. Yeah. So once again, we invite if there are any medical doctors who would like to make presentation or would like to have a brief talk, and share your details in chat box. So today, let's have a glance of various medical specialties that are existing today. There are different medical specialties and even more subspecialties you can pursue, or for studies, research, or even for the consultation. So family medical doctors are the center of primary care. They treat the broadest range of ailments and patients, from newborns to seniors and everything in between. They are not limited to a single organ, disease, or age range. Family medicine is consistently the least competitive medical specialty to pursue, and also has one of the lowest salaries. Internal medicine doctors are generalists, treating a massive range of medical conditions, whether common or rare, complex or straightforward, acute or chronic. The biggest difference between internal and family medicine is IM doctors only treat adults. Internal medicine is also loaded with subspecialty and fellowship options. Pediatrics, this is a specialty as equivalent to internal medicine, but for younger patients. Pediatricians care for babies, children, and adolescents from birth up to the age of 25. Pediatrics is another one of the best competitive specialties, in part due to its low average compensation. Obstetric, gynecology and obstetrics is the medical and surgical management of pregnancy, whereas gynecology is the medical and surgical management of the female reproductive tract. So these doctors see patients through puberty, adult life, pregnancy, menopause, and beyond. Surgery is a very broad medical specialty. Surgeons use manual techniques and medical instruments to physically reach into a patient's body to investigate or treat an illness or injury. The core specialty is general surgery, but there are a wide spectrum of surgical subspecialties. Nowadays, even technology used like robotics and various other applications are used as in the surgery. So neurologists specialize in non-surgical management of a variety of central and peripheral nervous system disorders, managing everything from headaches and migraines to devastating and incurable diseases like ALS, Huntington's disease, and many. Many diseases in neurology are chronic and progressive, but research and new therapies are rapidly evolving. Psychiatry. Psychiatry focuses on understanding and treating mental health disorders, psychological distress through talk therapy and medication. They holistically consider the psychological, socioeconomic, and physiologic causes of their patient's symptoms, not just the symptoms themselves. Unlike psychologists, psychiatrists attend medical school and up until residency, they complete the same medical training as all other MDs or DOs. Plastic surgery or reconstruction plastic surgery focuses primarily on soft tissues such as skin, muscle, and fat to reshape or reconstruct a patient's appearance or function. Aesthetic plastic surgery involves procedures like breast augmentation, liposuction. Reconstructive plastic surgery involves procedures to correct facial and body abnormalities. Plastic surgery is consistently one of the most competitive specialties, in part because it has one of the highest average annual compensations. Otolaryngology is also known as ENT, is a surgical subspecialty focusing on diseases of the head and neck region. This includes the vocal cords, nose, sinuses, ears, thyroid, and parathyroid, as well as head and neck cancers. ENT is also one of the most competitive specialties you can pursue. Urology. Urologists are surgeons of the urogenital tract, which includes the kidneys, uterus, bladder, prostate, urethra, testis, and more. Urology can also cover sexual function, fertility, urinary continence, and gender identity. Anesthesiology. Anesthesiologists are the patient's guardian's angel during surgery as they care for the patient's pre-operation, intraoperation, and post-operation. They ensure patients are properly sedated and comfortable throughout the operation, maintaining stable vitals, blood circulation, and an open air. Radiology. Diagnostic radiology uses machines to visualize what is occurring inside the body. Radiologists interpret these images and leverage the power of machines to both diagnose and treat diseases. While most diagnosed radiologists spend their time in reading rooms, interventional radiologists can perform several procedures such as ablating cancers with radiation infused particles. Pathology, since similar to radiology, pathology is heavily intertwined with other fields of medicine and is considered a support specialty. Pathologists primarily examine specimens to give tissue diagnosis and manage all of the clinical labs ordered by other physicians from microbiology to hematology to chemistry and everything in between. Emergency medicine. Emergency medicine physicians treat patients with urgent healthcare needs from acute conditions like heart attacks to exacerbations of chronic health conditions to stabilizing patients involved in trauma. EM doctors need to know a little bit of about everything, making them the jack of all trades, master of one emergencies. Critical care. Critical care physicians, also known as intensivists, treat patients with the life-threatening injuries and illness in the ICU. While similar to emergency medicine, critical care focuses on the long-term 24-hour care of the dangerously ill patient, as opposed to emergency medicine cases that require immediate evaluation and stabilization. Preventive medicine. Preventive medicine doctors apply their expertise in medicine as well as social, economic, and behavioral sciences to show how changes to the patient's lifestyle can be effective form of treatment and prevent illness before they occur. Preventive medicine physicians have one of the lowest annual salaries. Physical medicine and rehabilitation, also known as PM&R, is the jack of all trades, especially Preventive medicine. Physicians have one of the lowest annual salaries. Physical medicine and rehabilitation, also known as PM&R, is a jack of all trades, especially focusing on the management of non-operative orthopedics and neurorehabilitation. Psychiatrists are one primary physicians for certain numerous system, nervous system or non-surgical orthopedic disorders, offering both medical and procedural treatments. Orthopedics, also known as orthopedic surgery, focuses on injuries and diseases of the body's musculoskeletal system, which includes orthopedics, also known as orthopedic surgery, focuses on injuries and diseases of body's musculoskeletal, which includes a person's bones, joints, ligaments, tendons, muscles, and nerves. Orthopedic surgeons are one of the highly paid specialists, close to plastic surgeons, all around $575K a year. Ophthalmology. Ophthalmology deals with ocular and orbital diseases, which is anything related to eyes and immediate surrounding structures. Dermatology. Dermatologists manage diseases of skin, hair, and nails using dermatologists manage diseases of skin, hair, and nails using both medical and procedural aspects. A dermatologist can identify and treat more than 3,000 conditions, including eczema, psoriasis, and skin cancer. Cardiology is the most competitive and highest paying of all the internal medicine fellowships. Cardiologists treat diseases of the heart and vascular system. Gastroenterology involves everything in the gastrointestinal tract, ranging from mouth to internal organs like the liver and pancreas to the anus. They deal with a wide variety of diseases, including heartburn, inflammatory bowel disease, and hepatitis. Pulmonology. Pulmonary medicine focuses on the respiratory system and diseases of the airway, lungs, and chest walls, such as asthma, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, lung cancer. Pulmonologists also manage patients who require medical ventilation and life support. Hematology and oncology are different, lumped together because of how closely related they are. Hematology focuses on the diseases like anemias and clotting disease, as well as cancers of the blood like leukemia. Oncology focuses on diagnosis and treatment of cancers, as well as acute complications that arise from the cancer and its treatment. Rheumatology specializes in diseases of joints, musculoskeletal system, and the connection issue. Rheumatologists see a wide variety of diseases, including autoimmune diseases like rheumatoid arthritis and musculoskeletal diseases like osteoporosis. Endocrinology focuses on diseases of metabolism in the endocrine system, which is made up of pancreas, thyroid gland, adrenal glands, hormone, and more. They commonly see diseases like diabetes, hypertension, hypothyroidism, and obesity, as well as endocrinology focus on diseases of metabolism and the endocrine system, which is made up of pancreas, thyroid gland, adrenal glands, hormones, and more. They commonly see diseases like diabetes, hyper and hypothyroidism, and obesity, as well as cancers related to the endocrine system. Nephrology focuses solely on kidneys, which are responsible for many vital complex functions in the body, such as regulating our electrolytes and fluids. Nephrologists see a wide range of clinical diseases, including renal failure, acid-base disorders, and hypertension. The infectious diseases specialty focus on microorganisms that infected people, humans, that is, and including bacteria, viruses, fungi, and parasites. The COVID-19 pandemic drew attention to the importance of infectious disease specialists. Allergy and immunology, often referred to as AI, is sometimes lumped together with infectious diseases. An allergist immunologist cares for patients who have misbehaving immune systems, including people with allergies, respiratory diseases like asthma, immune deficiencies, and certain type of autoimmune conditions. Trauma surgery. Trauma surgeons primarily deal with patients who have sustained a physical injury, often in an acute setting. The majority of injuries addressing by trauma surgery include those of the neck, chest, abdomen, and extremities. Cardiothoracic Surgery. Surgeons operate with the chest cavity. This includes surgery on structures such as heart, aorta, lungs, mediastinum, esophagus, and diaphragm. Cardiothoracic surgeons do procedures like coronary artery bypass grafts to treat plaque buildup in the heart vessels. Vascular surgery. Vascular surgeons manage veins and arteries in every part of the body except the brain and heart. They treat blocked carotid arteries in the neck as well as problems of the aorta after it leaves the heart and enters the abdomen. Gender surgery is a controversial field of medicine concerned with elevating gender dysphoria through surgical procedures. Designed to help elevate gender dysphoria can be considered gender surgery, including masculinization and feminization of the face and chest, tracheal shaves, voice modification, and even interventional cardiology. An interventional cardiologist is a cardiologist who has completed additional training in minimally invasive procedures of the heart. Unlike surgery, these procedures are typically performed in a cardiac cath lab instead of an operating room and involve live x-rays, contrast dye, and specialized equipment. Reproductive endocrinology and infertility, or REI, is focused on helping people get pregnant who are unable to do so on their own. REI physicians are experts in all things related to conception and reproduction and are adept at managing any issues that may be preventing patients from becoming pregnant. Neonatology is subspecialty of pediatrics that focus on newborns. They are the ones called in when an infant is born prematurely or with an illness or abnormality that needs immediate treatment, such as infections, breathing disorders, and birth defects. Pediatric intensivists focus on treatment of seriously ill patients from birth to 18 years. Podiatrists focus on the foot and ankle as well as related structures of the leg, both in medical and surgical management. They use principles from sports medicine, biomechanics, wound healing, and various surgical techniques to treat anything from discomfort to plan. Sports medicine doctor are non-surgical specialists who take care of musculoskeletal injuries for athletes and active patients. They address MSK issues similar to orthopedic surgeons requiring military doctor. Military physicians must be specialists in their field while being competent and flexible generalists when deployed. For example, while deployed, a general surgeon may be asked to do cases more typically reserved for a neurosurgeon or otolaryngologist or urologist, and so on. Global health doctor help spread medicine and surgery to developing countries and desert populations. There are billion people in the world who don't have access to safe and surgical water. These are few specialties, and there are a lot more specialties and subspecialties. So with this, we once again wish everyone happy Doctor's Day. We request everyone to quickly fill up the feedback form, which is raised in the form of polls. Before you leave the platform, we thank everyone for joining us on these celebrations. And we will have an exclusive day dedicated in coming up. We'll let you know. On the day, you can all be part of celebrations. So we request everyone to quickly fill up the feedback form. It will be there for another couple of minutes. So thank you once again. Take care. Good night. See you all tomorrow at the same time, 6 p.m., with the same link with different commemorations. Take care. Good night.